Hey everyone, how's it going? It's been quite a whirlwind on social media lately, with some serious accusations being thrown at the iconic Toni Braxton. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into this controversy. But before we get started, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and show some love by giving this video a thumbs up. Let's jump right into it. Hey everyone! Remember that incident involving Tamar Braxton's tour manager and Chrisean Rock? Well, it turns out there's some new footage that has been released. It doesn't show the actual assault, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. In this video, Tamar can be seen praying backstage. She breaks into a prayer circle, expressing gratitude and asking for a safe and enjoyable evening. It's heartwarming to witness her faith and devotion. This scene is reminiscent of a behind-the-scenes glimpse into her private space. It appears as though she is in close proximity to Toni, giving the impression that they are holding hands. However, upon closer inspection, it becomes evident that Toni is actually holding her phone. It seems that she is multitasking, simultaneously holding her phone and Tamar's hand. Suddenly, Chan enters the room and interrupts the moment, putting an end to the interaction. Tamar's reaction to this incident has yet to be revealed. It's interesting to note that this was their first meeting, which explains her confusion when Chan did that. Since she hadn't seen Chan earlier that day, it caught her off guard. However, the conversation quickly shifted to Toni Braxton and how she moved on from T. Martin. She tightly holds her hand behind her back, as if she doesn't want anyone to see. Notice how she doesn't hold Chan's hand, and you can see Chrisean trying to reach out to her. Interestingly, Toni Braxton's eyes appear to be closed while Chan is reaching out. However, after the prayer, she taps her on the shoulder, clearly visible. She casually shifts her phone to her other hand and gently taps her on the shoulder, greeting her with a friendly "Hey, how are you doing?" However, there are some individuals who are criticizing Toni for this action, and Tamar, in particular, was genuinely upset when the footage was made public. In a tweet, she expressed her frustration, stating that she initially didn't plan on saying anything because she believes that, at this stage, people will believe whatever they want. The events that unfolded were truly unfortunate, but what I find absolutely appalling is the violation of my sacred dressing room and prayer space. Whoever leaked that footage deserves nothing less than condemnation. In my opinion, it's quite evident from the mannerisms of the person that one could discern their involvement in the release of the footage. Upright, it's crucial to remember the person who was present at that moment. By identifying them, we can determine who released the footage. The individual who recorded the footage and was present at the scene has come forward and claimed responsibility. According to them, the leaked footage from Tamar's dressing room was captured by them, and they are the only ones who possess it. Besides me, there are two individuals who seem to have a negative attitude, Troy and Rodney Ayers Jr. These two seem to be in cahoots with each other, probably because they are friends. I kindly request that you refrain from using my footage to create unnecessary drama, especially if you plan on distorting the quality. In addition, Troy mentioned something to Tamar that has left me feeling quite concerned. Apologies for the leaked footage. I want to assure you that I would never engage in any actions that could harm your family's reputation. While we are aware of the person who recorded the footage, the identity of the individual who released it remains unknown. However, it seems that Roy Davis and Rodney Atwater are being accused. Regardless, many individuals are expressing their opinions that Toni's behavior was questionable. Welcome to Cran. As someone mentioned, Chan had quite an eventful night. However, there was something really unpleasant about someone putting their hand behind their back to prevent others from joining in a prayer. It revealed a lot about Toni and the situation, and this happened even before things escalated further. Hey there, how come you're suddenly too good to hang out with us? What's the reason behind this change? Toni didn't reach out to hold her hand in prayer. She even mentioned how she spends her nights with Birdman, the middle-aged man who often causes scenes at radio stations. Numerous comments on social media echoed these sentiments, discussing Toni's actions. While some individuals came to Toni's defense, others. It's all about the energy transfer that occurs during a prayer. As this person mentioned, there was some controversy surrounding Toni Braxton not extending her hand for a California energy transfer. The concept of energy transfer is indeed real, and it's important to be selective about who we allow to touch us. Toni's big sister, Braxton, faced some backlash because of this incident. Tamar was the first to come out, and she tweeted about it late at night, at 11:49. So, get this. The first time she tweeted was at 1:45 p.m., fast forward 10 hours later, and she's absolutely furious. And I mean, who can blame her? They're going after Toni, and she's had enough. She's standing up for her sister, who has lupus and rarely even leaves the house. That line, right there, hit me hard. This whole situation is just so incredibly distressing, having to go through it all over again. That night, someone with a selfish agenda decided to profit from the situation. But now, I have all the footage that you've all been eagerly anticipating. It's all available on my YouTube channel. I won't be talking about this anymore, so good night. However, I do want to mention what Tamar Braxton said on her channel. She did reveal some of the footage. James Wright Chanel is a well-known figure in the online world. Below, I'll provide a link for you to watch the complete video. In it, she goes into detail about what occurred during this prayer. According to her, the reason behind not holding hands with everyone is related to Toni's lupus. Due to her condition, she avoids getting sick, as it could result in a hospital visit. Dealing with lupus, she takes extreme precautions. If you're a fan of Braxton family values and follow Toni and Tamar, you're probably already aware of Toni's condition. She's very cautious about who or what she comes into contact with. Praise the Lord, it's something she takes seriously. I'm here to address a recent incident that has been causing quite a stir. It seems that a video from my dressing room has been leaked, and today is the day I finally break my silence. I know there have been instances in the past where I've been advised not to defend myself, but today I'm taking a different approach. Let's dive into the details and have an open discussion about it. Before a show, when it's time to pray, I usually have my dressing room all to myself. So, you can imagine my surprise when someone walked in unexpectedly. My face must have shown my confusion, because I had no idea who this person was or why they weren't stopped at the door like Toni and Chrisean did. I had no idea who this person was, and it bothered Toni. They didn't appreciate someone coming between them and their sister, especially during prayer time in their dressing room. They valued their privacy and uninterrupted moments, a practice that Toni had actually learned from their sister. Let me start by telling you about my sister, who has lupus, an autoimmune disorder. It's a serious condition that requires extra caution when it comes to getting sick. While it may not be a big deal for most people, if she falls ill, it could land her in the hospital. That's why she's very careful about not touching a stranger's hand. She warmly welcomes a stranger she doesn't know, as if they were old friends. It's as if they have an instant connection, even though they are complete strangers. So, I walked in, and it definitely caught everyone's attention. Let's talk about that for a moment. At the end, Toni gave her a friendly pat on the back. It was actually the first time I met her, which is why I turned around. We're going to have a blast tonight, so Lord God, please keep us safe and bring us back home. Dear friends and fellow believers, let us come together in prayer. Today, I have a captivating story to share with all of you. It's truly incredible, so sit back and get ready to be amazed. Allow me to introduce Travis, who has some valuable information that he would like to share. Travis, please come forward and enlighten the people of God with your knowledge. So, let me give you the lowdown on what went down before Chrisean lost her cool and went after James. When she arrived, there were a whopping 10 people present, even though she had initially mentioned that it would only be her and 6 others. Trust me, I'm not making this up, I was right there, witnessing it all. So, while you were having a conversation with her and her team, you informed the venue staff that only 6 individuals were allowed backstage, and the rest had to join the audience. After she selected the lucky 6, she was also informed that she was the sole person permitted to be on the left side of the stage. After that incident, she approached me and said, "Hey family, I don't want to start any trouble, but can I have at least one person over there?" I asked her who she wanted, and she mentioned her manager with the dreads. So, I arranged for one of the venue staff members to accompany her. The venue staff member brought her manager to the back, which seemed to calm her down a bit. However, she approached me again and asked, "Hey family, when am I performing? What time am I going? I remember I had asked you to let me know." He always exudes a certain vibe, constantly engaging in twerking. That's what we were discussing. Now, let's delve into the details. I admitted my lack of knowledge on the matter, but I decided to approach the person in charge, Roy Davis. This incident occurred while we were on tour. So, I was at CU charging my phone when I bumped into someone from LTRO. I casually asked them about Chan's upcoming performance. To my surprise, they seemed clueless and asked me what I was talking about. I mentioned that Cran had told me that Tamar Braxton had given her permission to perform during one of the Halim events. However, the person from LTRO was quick to shut down the idea, saying that Tamar wouldn't be getting on their stage. She refused to join me on stage, leaving me puzzled. I asked him what I should say to her, and he simply replied that she was not interested. With that, he walked away, and that was the end of it. So, that's the story. Now, let's move on from this topic. Speaking of Toni's work, I do have something to share with you. Toni recently addressed the rumors circulating about her alleged marriage to Birdman. She took to social media to share a screenshot of a news article and clarified that the news was completely false. According to Toni, she and Birdman are not married and have never been married. They are both currently single. She invited her followers to leave comments and share their thoughts on the matter. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the entire Chrisean Rock situation. Tamar Braxton and Toni Braxton. I personally don't believe that Toni Braxton was trying to be rude. I think it had more to do with her not wanting to touch everyone's hand due to her lupus. Did you all see Chrisean Rock using the bathroom live? It's something to think about. If she were to enter the room, you'd definitely reach out for her hand. Just a thought. Feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. As always, thank you for watching.